Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Let's Talk CAW Shop podcast. I am one of your hosts, Triple Beat, alongside Against All Odds 20 and Young Samurai.
Hello there.
So
We're
today,
finally here after Beetle had to deal with a hangover.
yeah, I guess we can address the elephant in the room. Let's go ahead and get that one out of the way. Screw it. We'll do my my section first. We are going to talk about the now infamous Welcome to Jamrock Night 1, where the world was introduced to Beetle Goose. The drunken idiot.
Beetle Goose.
Yes. The drunken idiot. I don't really even know where I want to start there, but pretty much I got completely wasted before the start of the stream and kept drinking throughout it.
I was curious what was going on because you're talking something. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with Beetle?
Yeah, I was drunk, like drunk, and it's one of the funniest, probably one of the funniest streams that I've been a part of.
Because that man, he was just gone.
Yes, I really was. I was beyond gone. Let's face it. Let's call it what it is. I was beyond gone. Why am I having trouble finding my current live stream on YouTube? Let me refresh my app. I'm trying to pull the chat up and I can't.
YouTube app makes it hard to get to, makes it super hard to get to your own channel now, because YouTube is a bunch of idiots.
Probably something like that. I don't see my show. What the hell? Okay.
No, legitimately, you have to pretty much press on your own one of your own comments for go to channel in order to get to your own channel on your phone.
I'm gonna start setting this
out
real quick.
Really,
go for it. So last night, or no, Friday night. Welcome to Jamrock Night 1. I was so wasted, it's not even funny. That's why there's that hashtag Beetlegoose attached to this, and it says Revenge of the Hangover. I was hungover yesterday. I got to sit through and listen to everything that I did the night before. And it was all caught on stream, so ahead of the last night's show, I sat down and I watched both the night 1 event and the at random that were after it on Monk's channel. And I laughed my ass off. I didn't remember any of it. I woke up, it looked like a tornado had come through my apartment. I'm sitting here going, what the fuck did I do last night? Like, seriously. Yeah, you'd think that
as eventually he started talking like Jesus de Valencia.
I did.
Talking about taking over the world with vegetables.
Yep. And if my buddy's listening, he's probably laughing his ass off right now. Like, wait, and I missed this? that was the.
And meanwhile, I think the only time I caught a drunk Beetle moment was in my own Discord server, which everyone could probably still see.
Oh no, I did not. No, what did I do?
I was gonna say, remember the promos chat?
Oh no. Oh no!
Mother power! A promo that's been I think 2-3 years old by now, and you just now looked at it.
No.
I don't know if that was drunk Beetle or if that was just idiot Beetle.
Oh, I thought you meant I did something like this weekend. I was like,
no.
Did I?
No, you literally just. I think you were drunk enough where you just looked at the chat and didn't realize that it was that old and just went, "Woo, whatever power."
Probably.
I thought you were drunk by that point, but I don't know.
I probably was. Not even gonna try and cover that up. I probably.
That was probably part of the stuff he was rambling about when he was talking about promos.
No. Not last. This happened like like he said, this happened a while ago. So
Let me double check real quick because I literally was looking at my Discord server and I'm about a minute ago.
yeah, it's like,
Second
done some
City
stupid
Dojo. Paw promos. Yeah, no, not CAW promos. It was something else. It had to be one of these other. What the fuck?
Because he was gone, gone, gone.
I was gone.
It's somewhere. It's somewhere. I swear to God.
Maybe he was drunk. Maybe he was drunk last night.
I mean,
I was not drunk. I don't touch alcohol that much. By that much, I mean rarely ever. My locker room. Here we go. Oh yeah, this is on Christmas.
Oh God.
Yeah, let's go, Warp Power. A promo that's about 2 years old. I can see where it is because literally it was in 2021. It was literally just like, I cut a promo as Jason when he was using the SED Twitter account.
Oh my God.
And I had just posted it in the freaking locker room chat. I say but I posted it in there. Didn't think about it for a while, and then I just see like there's a message in the SC locker room chat. I go check it. It's Beetle.
Fucking hell.
You might have gotten drunk on Christmas.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, so that explains it.
I was.
Anyways,
yeah, Christmas was a. Yeah, that was another one.
There was another one, but he was gone,
yep,
gone.
Yep, that was me being drunk on Christmas. Yep.
So anyways, let's get back to where this started. You two talk about what happened on Jamrock, because I think I was in and out by just multitasking.
I don't remember much about night one. I remember being a drunk idiot, and that's about it. When I rewatched it, I was laughing my ass off because I was yelling into the mic. I was doing a bunch of shit that I normally don't do unless I'm completely wasted and I'm in a party, which I was. So
the last time we saw this drunk of a Beetle was the last big stream of
After Dark.
Stream of Monk. Ain't that right, Mr. Ching Chong Ching?
Oh God. That stream.
Oh Lord, I need to hear this.
He's got 3. He has now Monk now has 3 streams with me being completely like gone. And that was one of them. The After Dark, SPW After Dark. I don't remember much about that one either, but I was talking in other voices and whatnot, and he told me this the next day, and I went, no way, and I went back and watched it. And was like, oh God, I was so embarrassed.
Talking talking like he was other races.
Yep.
Oh God.
That hints the 7-Eleven reference and a bunch of other references that they made last night.
Please say it ain't so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh frickin' hell, he found it.
Breaking news! Kevin Dunn leaves WWE. Da, 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 da.
Or as a friend of mine went with it, freaking CM Punk gave it the na 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 na.
God damn.
Hey, goodbye.
Wow.
But anyway, back to drunkenness.
Yeah. Pretty much, I was a drunk idiot that night, and that's where the hashtags are all coming from, and me in my attempt to try and spell Monk's name in his own chat. I was gone enough.
How were you?
I tried sharing out his stream, and instead of sharing out the stream, I just typed in MONYKY, like monkey. And I typed that, and then I put after live, like money keys live, And
Live.
who's Money? I'm like, oh fuck. The next day, actually, I was like, oh shit. Day of, I didn't know anything. I mean, hell, now I'm getting I get another nickname because of this. Beetle Butters. Yep. So last night, when we were streaming the entire time, to be a jerk, you'd hear me go, just to be funny. But they tried getting me to watch a match, or I asked for a match on the at random afterwards. I was begging for a match. They finally play it, and
begging. You were demanding.
I was demanding the match, even though it had just happened. Like not even 2 or 3 matches from the finish of the show, and I was awake for it and alert during the match on the show. But barely, yeah. Barely. That was before the unfortunate revival. I should have just passed out at that point, but
technically you did pass out.
I did, but then I woke up while the stream was still going. And picked up where I left off. So,
as the first thing you did when you woke up was mumble.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
Why does that make me think of a freaking, like, Peanut's impression of a drunk ventriloquist?
That's probably what I sounded like. Yep. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what I sounded like. Seriously. If I sounded like a drunk ventriloquist at that point, oh my god. I look back and I saw everyone who was there live, and I don't know how the hell I did it, but Monk told me the next day, he goes, I had people reaching out and asking me who the hell Beetlegoose was. I was like, what? They were like, yeah, that guy's hilarious. Because I was roasting everybody. Like, anybody who walked in the chat was getting roasted. I was that gone.
Who got roasted? I'm curious.
Everybody. What was
the funny part? The part is not even Rick didn't get roasted.
Yeah, I know.
I was waiting for when Rick's freaking gosh dang show popped up. His drunk ass to say, "Where's your show, Rick?"
Instead of that,
but no, he saves that for Tekken. Tekken, the guy that has had the worst luck in the world when it comes to these games.
Again, I was a drunk idiot. Like
I was to say, I'm surprised you didn't fire that shot at me then, because I'm the guy that's just like, oh yeah, I just get 2 shows out to this freaking year.
Hey, you got a show out that day, so
earlier that day, I think, earlier that week.
You did, and you had drunk me in your chat. I do need to apologize to you for that. You did get a little taste of drunk Pete.
I think I probably missed it because, like I said, I was multitasking.
You're streaming, and I came in and I immediately typed something like, I think Billy Gunn Samurai or he's an ass man or something like that.
Yeah.
Damn you, Beetle.
Yeah, you did.
I was drunk.
Oh yeah, I was streaming earlier that day because I think I was just messing around on 2K.
Yes, because I did a stream. I left
we
to
made
go to the store.
Buffet.
I got back and you were still.
We made Big Bobby Buffet.
Oh my god!
Big Buffet.
Big Bobby Buffet.
The ultimate technician.
Oh my god! I need.
That was his suggestion.
I need to go back and rewatch this.
Wait, I was kind of disappointed like midway through because I'm like, oh god, I already know this is what was gonna happen.
But then
literally,
that should have been the first indication. You're talking to a guy that pretty much took 2K23 off. You're dealing with a guy on CAW vacation and asking him to make a call. That should have been the first key thing to say this is a bad idea.
Oh, I need to see this.
In fairness, the call came out pretty well though, so
all things considered.
I need to see this.
That's my idea was an overweight guy that's a technician.
Yeah, that was your idea, and then literally, I think I started like going like, okay, this could look good, this could look good, and then literally, I still went with the technician idea. So now we have a guy with a cross face that's like 300 something pounds.
So you're
All that weight on your fucking back.
you're trying to salvage it pretty much, and then he's
Yeah, I
trying
was trying
to
to salvage it.
salvage and sabotage all in one.
Pretty much.
Creation streams with odds as the person.
And then
who
I
gets to
think
create.
for the entrance, I think I gave him top dollars.
Damn.
Old flop dollar.
Oh, frau dollar.
Dang. Okay. Well, we got a new year coming up. Brand new year, 2024. Only 12 hours away for some of us, 11 for others. For me,
Something like that, yeah.
For me, it's about 12 hours away. And with 24 around the corner, we know that in March, most likely a new game is going to drop.
No shit.
So, for this last year, let's reflect on 23 first. We'll reflect on 23, and then we'll go into what we're doing if we have anything planned for 2024.
Well, I could definitely reflect on my year because I never touched 2K23.
Well, you can reflect on 22 and on 19 because I know that you were in 19 at the beginning of the year, I think, and then you switched over to 22. So, go ahead.
Yeah, because all of 2K22 was just me trying to get my roster together after you couldn't touch the creation suite in 22 in the first half of the year.
Now, it was the first year that the game was out, to be honest. Let's be real. I mean, I struggled with it even when I was still making stuff. I struggled with it throughout that entire year. And that's why I bought 20.
You don't even want to know how long it's taken me to do my roster.
Yeah. That's
I was the idiot that thought, yeah, I'll wait for 22 to come out, then I'll get my show started. Not realizing that, maybe I should have been doing more shows on 19 for a while until I was ready to go.
Hey, it is. It is what it
I did
is.
19. I stuck with 19 until the wheels fall off.
And then you switched to 22 and you could actually do something with it.
I jumped to 23 when 22 didn't want to work for me. My 22, when I broke down and bought 23. Yes, I was drunk when I bought.
When you were drunk.
Shut up. when I did.
Let's tell the story right. You were thinking about whether or not you wanted to buy 2K23, and then you bought it. And then when John Cena was announced as the cover star, you bought the Ultimate Edition, drunk off your ass.
Yeah, I did. But I'm glad I did because I couldn't create anything in 22 at that point. I wanted to. I had characters I wanted to bring back, some that made their way back this year. Well, Whitney Wells is one of them. I was going to try and make her, and I couldn't create anything. I couldn't edit anything. My game would crash on me. I did like 3 full resets, and my game was still crashing. So I finally gave up, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm glad I got 23. When it finally does drop and I'm able to play it, I'm just going to start playing it. Because I was mad at 22.
And me, when 2K23 was announced, I was looking at all the other games I wanted to play that year.
Mm-hmm.
And
just within the starting of the year. Just within the starting of the year. Hogwarts Legacy was coming out. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, but the game made me really want to check it out.
Hey, Fiery.
And Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Because the other Star Wars game, Fallen Order, was free on PlayStation Plus. So I played it and I really liked it, so I want to play the second one.
That's fair. That's more.
And then
that's very fair.
And then at the end of the year, and then at the end of the year, we knew that Spider-Man 2 was coming out.
Yeah.
If I would have taken the money and spent it on 23, I'd have had to skip a few of those games that I ended up playing.
Right.
That I ended up really enjoying.
Well, and these games are getting
So I'm
more...
ultimately happy that I'm ultimately happy that I skipped 23, especially when so many 23 has been their breaking point.
Yeah.
And I'm over here like none of y'all motherfuckers can say anything about me. I said what I was gonna do. I said I was gonna stay on 19 until I can get 23 ready, 22 up and running. I wasn't buying 23. I was skipping it for the first time ever in history.
And literally, I think the rest of us were just sitting there like, okay, we have to make your calls now. And
Yeah,
most of us did decent, but also it drove us nuts.
Some people did. Other people were having bets and other people were having bets of, oh yeah, let's see if this guy's actually serious about it.
You were.
For those that don't know, I've played every single game. From WrestleMania 2000 on the N64 all the way to 2K22. Every single game that has ever been released. SmackDown 1, SmackDown 2. I could go through the list. I've played them and I have them all. This was the first game that I skipped. And I don't do that lightly. 22 is, honestly to me, it may be just as broken as 20. But the problem is, it actually works. And working is to its detriment.
Yeah.
That means you still have to play it.
Yep. Well, you still have to play in 23 as well, and I'm pretty sure we're still going to have to play in 24. I'm not sure if I want to do the whole new game every year thing moving forward. I am going to buy 24 because everyone is coming back. You are. Q is going to be back.
I probably will, but it might not be on launch, depending.
Hey, that's fine. There's no... For me, with my roster this year, I'm not going to rush it. I am going to jump right into the game when it comes out. So 23 will end at the end of the Champions Cup, and then I will jump into 24, start creating, start setting everything up. That's kind of my plan. But
same.
I will say the only thing that's gonna probably bug me about the about 24 is the fact that like I'm looking at all the calls that I've decided, yeah, let me make all these on 23, and now I'm realizing, oh shit, I have to make these on 24 now too.
Well, I mean,
I did this to myself.
Yeah.
I will say though, there are probably gonna be some calls I'm probably gonna scrap it depending because I don't know if I'm actually gonna do much with them, or if I do bring them back, they're probably gonna get something completely different because, yeah. I will say though, most likely it's like I'm gonna start like giving myself formulas to just be like, okay, put this person's stuff on this person and just edit it from there. You don't have to like go through and like make someone's moveset from scratch.
Yeah. Oh, you're doing.
It'll speed up the process.
You're doing what I mainly do. What my trick is, because I have 50 of my own characters, which I'm cutting that down to 40, going into 24. We'll see how long that lasts. I always say I'm cutting it down, and then I always end up making everybody.
You always do.
I do. I know. So we'll see how long that lasts.
Or work.
I know. Shut up. Anyway. He knows me too well. Anyway, I'm going to try and make less so I have more room for other people. Because right now I'm at 100 slots. And I keep having people come in and go, hey, do you have room on your roster for a character? And it's like, right now I don't. And it's not me being... I'm not trying to be mean, but like I just don't have room right now. We're at the end of the year. I'm getting ready to go into the Champions Cup. I'm finalizing brackets right now for that. So
It's funny. I have room, and every single time someone wants to come on my show, it's at the very freaking end of the year where I'm wrapping it up.
yeah. So at this point,
And it's like, why would I want to bring on your call onto the show when I would have to build you up, get people to care about you?
oh, what's up, Trav?
I would have to get people to get people to care about you, get people to want to give a shit about you within like 3 or so episodes that are left.
Yeah. I mean,
I would rather focus that on the characters that have had an entire year to have angles and storylines and gimmicks.
yeah. Well, for me,
What's up, brother Trav? Welcome to the Let's Talk Call Shop podcast.
for
right now, it's been basically us just talking about our cost shows.
For me, it's the end of the year. If it's a character that has a storied history, like I have a special surprise for the Champions Cup. There was a character that I really wanted on the show for it, and I reached out to her creator, and we'll have a special entrant on the women's side for the cup.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually
And we all know who it is. It's Dee Dee.
no, it's not. Same creator, but not Dee Dee.
I'm just picturing just feeds just gonna be like, why are you bringing her up?
She freaking won today too. Oh, I don't want to even go there. She won a freaking ladder match against.
Yeah, congratulations to the new champion, Kitty.
Yes, who has the morning wood? Kitty has the morning wood.
Oh, fuck.
Yep. Yep, that happened this morning.
The veteran rookie now has the morning wood.
Yep. She's now the distinguished holder of the morning wood. Oh my god. Yeah, but that's my point of view on adding people. It's like I just want to. I will have spots open in 24. That's what I'm telling people right now. It's like we'll have a spot open in 24. 23 ends at the end of the Champions Cup. For me at least. I'm not doing what I did last year with 22 and 23. You know,
I have spots open too, but you got to come either before the season starts or right at the beginning of the season.
yeah. For me,
You cannot
Any later? Well, we're
wander in at the end.
Sorry.
You can't just wander in at the end of the season and say, "I want my good your shoe."
well, for me, I'm not doing.
Look in advance. You can't do that.
For me, I'm not doing stories like you are. So I might be able to get away with adding people towards the end and bringing them in, but it's if I have the space. And right now I don't have any space. So the plan is I'm going to start adding people in 24. We'll try and do some live universe stuff. For me, that's what I want to do is more live content. I'm trying to get myself over the self-control part of it. Don't get me wrong, I love doing edited stuff, but I want to try and put out more content. So I'm going to try and do more live universe where I don't really have the control that I usually do when I do edited stuff. Samurai, give us your 23 wrap
Roadmap.
up and 24 roadmap.
So far for 23, it's been like for 2023 at least, like SCD has been kind of on and off as far as shows are concerned. Like I got like 5 episodes of Adrenaline now, less that I really wanted to get.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's my own fault because I've been like, oh yeah, let me just wait until 22 or 23 comes out. And then I spend the time making the calls, and that's eating the time where I'm basically recording my stuff. I know I probably shouldn't be doing that, but at the same time, it's like I said earlier with the CAW stuff, it's all on me.
Mm-hmm.
What'll probably happen for 24 is I'm going to, again, try to get more stuff out. I've kind of tried to get a little schedule for myself worked out. But if it doesn't work, then, well, I'll figure something out on the fly. I know as far as, like, the next, like, big show is concerned, it's going to be on 22. And then hopefully I can get the next one on both games, but after that, then pretty much I'm just going to try to switch fully into 23. If I can help it, at least.
Okay. I mean, what you could always do is have one game where you're doing your shows out of, and have the other game be what you're creating for the next season.
That's what I'm going to probably do for 24, I think. Like, whenever I get that game, it's just going to basically be, I'm just going to like spend more time creating on there, and 23 will just be basically where the show is.
Okay. That's actually not a bad idea or plan, because then you're giving yourself plenty of time to make what you need to make. You have plenty of time to add people to that roster and get it ready to go. And then when the next game launches, you just start your season and you're off to the races.
That's fair. I will say, though, as far as like my own stuff is concerned, I'm probably going to keep 22 around just as a game to mess around with.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's pretty much what I'm going to do. That's pretty much what I've done with 19 and 22, which is pretty much just like keep them around for potentials.
22 for me will be a backup just in case any of the things going on with 24 gets delayed.
Yeah.
When it comes to my season.
So basically 22 will just be out of your backup.
Mostly my 23 was ending off the 2K19 season and going into the 2K22 season that's had to be extremely downgraded.
And if you have to stay around on 22, you can just push it back to its normally scheduled programming.
Yep.
Well, differently. I'll be sticking around. If I have to stick around in 22, I'll be sticking around in 22 until 2K24 is ready to go, and then just immediately just switch over.
Yeah. That I understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because to be honest, no matter what the game looks like, I am not getting 2K25.
I don't blame you.
So basically, we're just going to be doing this cycle where pretty much like, if we go to 2K25, we're going to have to potentially like make your calls again.
Possible.
Oh, I may do an every other year thing starting in 24. That's what I'm thinking about doing, because the games are getting more expensive, and
it's not even the expense. It's
the time that it takes to create everything and then start the stories.
Not even how much it takes to create. It's honestly the quality.
Yeah.
The quality of the games keep on getting worse and worse, and honestly, 22 was my breaking point, which is what gave me the reason that I wanted to have a break from 23 in the first place.
Yeah.
It's understandable.
24 was a labor, that is for sure. Whether it was a labor of love for some or a labor of hatred for others, that is all the way up to their own experiences. Personally, with 23, I haven't had many of the issues that others have. I got very lucky with 23. I think I was the
same way, because I think I haven't really had many issues that much.
I am.
And even then, all the people that have complaints.
Well, okay. I am starting to see the wheels fall off, though. Like, there are random things that have been happening in my game. Not on screen. Luckily, I haven't had those issues on screen. But it has crashed a few times on me recently, where it was in really weird places when it crashed. just like, what the hell's going on? But the only issue I had early on was whenever I went to create a title, my my computer would overheat and it would turn off, like the game would turn off. Every time. Man. I couldn't create championships for the first like month and a half. Or I'd have to go in and I would have to quickly make it and then exit. Like that one title that made it on the what's it called? The Legacy of Darkness belt. I got lucky with that one. Like I had to go in and I had to do 3 parts. I went in.
Oh yeah, the one belt that I think Smack Talks at one point like put on their little list.
Yep, the 101. It was on one of the 101s.
No, not Smack Talk. It was the 101.
Yeah.
101.
Yeah, it was on.
Yeah, the 101. Yeah. Sorry, my bad. My bad.
One of his lists, and
Smack Talk doesn't showcase people's stuff anymore, because if he did, he'd have still been promoting Kimura's stuff. No, that son of a bitch is a freaking rumor mill now.
So yeah, I think I'm thinking about it because of the fact that like their logos are somewhat similar. I say somewhat. I didn't say the exact same, just somewhat, because of the red background and then whatever logo it is on top of it.
Yeah.
Red background, whatever's on top of it, and then yeah, that's my bad.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well,
but that's the thing with 2K23 and with everything else. Let's just say at the beginning of the entire year,
yeah,
everybody said I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Once they heard War Games, they're like, purchased.
Because they have been asking for so long, and they finally get it.
And I'm sorry if you're the one that was like that, that openly said, I will skip it this year, no matter what they add. War Games, purchased. And you were still bitching. And you were still bitching about how the game was the same, just added War Games. That's your fault. That's your fault. You're the one that bought it. You're the one that fell for their bullshit. You were the one that fell for it. You're the one that didn't want to wait for 2K24 for when obviously they're going to have War Games better. That's your own damn fault.
Well,
I'm not going to say for you to stop bitching, but seriously, if you're going to bitch about the game, bitch for a good reason. Instead of bro. I'm bitching because I got duped.
You duped yourself.
Because I got played because I'm too much of a child to have patience.
Well, I can tell you guys why I bought it. Hold on real quick.
Yeah, John Cena.
Yep, right. Why is
I just bought it because why not?
I didn't connect Blurb to it yet. Whoops. Dang it, I knew I forgot something.
You immediately
to connect Blurb to this project.
I was in a party with him when John Cena was announced as the
and I bought the game
as the freaking gosh dang cover star of the game. He went from I'm with you odds, I'm not buying it either, to when can I purchase it?
Yep.
I don't think I ever really was that guy that's just like I'm not gonna buy it. I'm just here like I'll just wait and see what comes up.
Yeah, I was mad at 22. And I had said 22 is falling apart on me, and I was like, I'm not going to support them. I'm not going to buy 23. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. They announced who the cover star was. Okay, screw it, I'll get it. I didn't even care about War Games. Even when I got in the game in the first place, everyone and their mother was playing War Games matches. I was doing singles matches, tables matches, just anything.
You were testing the game for pretty much what it was worth.
I was testing everything in it. I wanted to see what ladder matches look like. I wanted to see elimination chamber matches. The only match that I did not test was a War Games match. I didn't do a War Games match for the first month that I had the game. When I finally did one, it was like, okay, cool, I can make this work. And then I decided that I was going to do a War Games pay-per-view at some point. So I just put it in the story. I was like, okay, now I got to figure out how to build to a War Games match and who's going to be in it. And that's what led to that match between Team Kyle and the Owners Club. So it was like, I got to try and figure this out.
Yeah.
And then figuring out the winners too, and what the stipulations were for the winners, and all that was fun. I did record the match ahead of time, so I knew who won, and I knew what to make the stipulation for the story. But that was my trick. I recorded the match like a month in advance of the actual pay-per-view itself. So I knew what the stipulation was going to be, I knew who the winner was going to be, and I could build to the ultimate, or to the finish. And I believe that was the first run match. Yeah, I only did one recording of that, which is a first.
And as someone that skipped a game, let me go back to the breaking points. 2K20 was a breaking point. The story of not just the game itself, the story of the game, not just the crashes, but the dialogue.
Oh yeah, the My Rise
of the game.
Oh, 20's
The
My
game,
Rise. 20's My
the
Rise
game
was hilarious though.
Well, yeah, for us because we made it, because we tried to make it work. But as the game went on, even you can even go back and again. There's a co-op playthrough. You can go watch it yourself.
All the crashes,
especially if you're an adult. Especially if you're an adult, it's adult only. But you can watch it. You can watch what we did throughout that entire run. It went from we're laughing at all this. This is funny, ha ha ha, to my gosh, this story is a slog. When is this going to get to the point? When is this going to get to any point?
Plus, if you're like a call guy like me, where you brought in two characters that you wanted to use for that run through, you start feeling like your calls have been made into jokes. Because yes. I can clarify this because I went through it as Kyle and Akira. And the problem was, Kyle Young, this soldier man, this former army veteran, this guy that's apparently a badass. Now he's in a crybaby match. He's dancing with a freaking rib.
Hello, George. How are you doing, George?
Like, Kyle becomes like an idiot. Akira Young. Oh, she's
a hothead.
Fine. And she's the hothead. And I'm like, that doesn't work for her at all.
But what's worse about it is the story had no passion. Go back to any of the older stories. Yes, even the 2K era stories. Yeah, the 2K19 era stories sucked, but it still had some type of passion. Some type of passion, some type of want, some type of care. It didn't. The 2K20 story didn't. It didn't have passion. Didn't have a care. Didn't have any. There was no passion to it. Fast forward to 2K22, the story that you're pretty much forced to do if you're a CAW creator, forced to do in order to get all the items you need to build your CAWs. Another passionless story. Another passionless story. Nothing really to do. Nothing really interesting. Some interesting things here and there, but nothing really that fantastic. And I've seen the 23 stories. It's the same damn thing. No passion, no heart, no nothing. It is the worst paint by numbers you'll ever see. Yes, many channels like New Legacy Inc. can make fun of the old SVR stories, but at least those stories were not created by people that don't know shit about wrestling. They were created by fans for fans. So it was fan stories or just funny things that the creators wanted to give to fans that were funny. Like, yes, the Candice Michelle angle where she turned your character into a female CAW was stupid beyond belief.
But it was funny.
But it was still funny. It was entertaining. It was done for comedy. It was done. You could tell it was done with passion, with heart, with a drive. There was care there.
It wasn't a. So the difference in those older stories and these newer ones, the older ones had branching storylines. Like there were multiple branching storylines, and you could end up with a completely different ending to your year based on how you performed each year. You could play 4 or 5 years in the story and always have a different outcome each year.
Not always.
Not always, but still.
There's
You get where I'm going though.
Yeah. I get where you're going. It wasn't as wide variety as some people are probably thinking at it as.
Yeah, but still
for the case of SVR 06,
they had variety. They had variety.
It had variety. But you had two different endings. It was either you were the culprit or Rob Van Dam was the culprit, and I'm not going to say what they were the culprit of, but it was a unique storyline no matter which one you picked.
Right.
Or no matter which one you ended up with.
Well, and if you didn't get the world title, there was a completely different storyline if you weren't involved.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So, but the thing is, you could keep going. You didn't have to stop at WrestleMania, and the story didn't end at WrestleMania. It kept going. And
some did.
Yes. Some did. But it was fun.
Yeah, so you wanted to replay them. You wanted to replay them as the actual characters in the game. Like John Cena and see what the John Cena stories are like.
Oh, yeah, because they had individual stories for some of the characters, too. You're right.
Yeah, like for the champions, the current champions at the time.
Yep.
Because Edge was the champion in SVR 07, if you picked Edge as your guy that you were going into the story with, it started off with John Cena versus Edge, and John Cena turned heel.
What? I never played as Edge. God damn! Now you're making me want to load my game up and do this. Because I have 06, so.
Not 06, 07.
07, sorry. I have
07. 07. Is this on which console again?
PS2.
PlayStation 2.
Damn it. I have PlayStation 3.
PlayStation 2.
Yep, it was on PlayStation 2.
Back in our heyday.
Yep.
I have my PS3 over there. I have a PS4 over there.
Logan.
I basically have two consoles that are older generation stuff, but I still love them.
Oh yeah.
I just realized my PS4 is turning 10 this year.
I mean, even going back to a game that for some of us has a real bad history with due to the fact that it was the game that we first heard of THQ's bankruptcy. WWE 13. That story was unique because it was WCW, because it was old WCW guys coming back against WWE guys, and the main character was voiced by, at the time, a person that people wanted to see in WWE, Austin Aries.
Well, And then in 14 was just an amazing game. 14 had
14
30 years.
14
14 had 30 years of WrestleMania. They also had Beat the Streak. It was.
And it was also THQ's swan song.
It was.
I am planning to get those two
but
games from PS3. I'm just saying that straight up.
It was, but it was an amazing game. If you haven't
Oh,
played
yeah.
14, get it. Play Defeat the Streak and what was the other one? Preserve. Yeah, there was a Preserve the Streak mode where you had to play as Undertaker.
It was Defend the Streak, I think it was.
Yeah, defend
the streak,
yeah.
stuff like that.
Defend and defeat. It was
2K14 was THQ's swan song of just like, yeah, we're going out, but we're going out with the blaze of glory, doing what, trying to do with the limited budget that we have, everything that these fans wanted from us.
well, and I think that
And what's funny is the majority of what the fans wanted at the time was creation stuff, and they gave it to us. Not just creation stuff. It was they tried to appease to every single fan base, every single one. They didn't get to everybody properly, but they at least had the passion to actually give a damn and try.
they gave you the tools. They gave you the tools you needed.
Yeah, 2K does not do any of that. And when 22 hit, and when the one function that I buy the games for don't work, the creation suite, and I'm stuck meandering around in a story mode that has no passion, no heart, no soul. That was my main breaking point, where I was like, screw this. 23, I'm not buying it. I'm done. I'm taking a freaking break from these new games. I haven't even been able to even touch and enjoy this one. And even when I have, I still can't enjoy it.
Are you talking about 24? Or I mean 22?
With 22, because there's no passion in 22. My CAWs probably look the best if they've ever looked.
But the AI doesn't do.
Still no passion in the game.
The AI, okay. If I may cut in real quick. The AI in these games used to be really smart. Back in the PlayStation days, back in the old days, the AI was incredibly smart. And they would do things that you would actually see wrestlers do IRL. Like a heel would low blow their opponent to try and achieve the win, or you'd see them using the ropes more often, or they would reach up and grab the rope for a rope break.
Or keep the cement on during a rope break.
Keep it on for more than up to a 5 count. Sometimes get into
before the 5 count.
Well,
they would open up before the 5 count.
Sometimes they wouldn't even do that. Sometimes if it was a heel champion and it was a championship match, they might hold it past the rope break all the way to the 5 count just to get disqualified and hold on to their title. I've seen that happen. I used to see that happen.
Yeah. Which, by the way, the feature of holding the ropes is gone.
No, it's still there. It's still there, but it doesn't happen as often.
Meaning the ignore the count.
Oh yeah, ignore the count.
It's been gone. It's been gone. It's done.
That's been gone for like years, at least 10 years.
For those that watch liars like Angry Joe, and Angry Joe can come up with evidence for the Madden games, and run down the list of all, or steal the evidence from other people that of everything that was in the game previously, but has been taken out. We could do that. and get a pretty much a larger list than a pretty much damn near a bigger list than that of things that were actually big and prominent things that were cool, that were actually cool from start to finish from the first PlayStation game to now.
Well, I think
that are no longer in this game.
I think the heyday for their simulation version of it would have been like 07 or 08. And
Not
then,
08, 06. 06 or 07.
Right, so 07. So
06 or
07
06
they
or
added. In 07 though, they added extra stuff that they didn't have in 06. So that's why I'm
08
saying 07.
Yeah, 08 as much as
08 was a tag team wrestling game.
no, 08 as much as all of us ragged on it is honestly a lot better than the bad games that came after it. We thought it was bad. We thought 08 was bad. Oh boy, we hadn't gotten 15 yet.
Or 20.
Or 20. Or 22.
For me, 23.
I mean, 08 would look like 07 today.
For me, 23 is what saved. It's what saved my interest in this hobby. 23 has kept me going. Yes, there have been a few goofy moments in the game, and yes,
yeah,
I've had my fair share of weird shit. I mean, look at the table match earlier today, where Joker got sucked into the ring and was walking around on one leg.
I had to start yelling like, "Someone call Armando!"
Yeah, but the thing is with me, no one game has saved my passion for this. I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. Blaze Radio has saved my passion for this.
Yes.
Not any of these games. I'll say it here for the future. 24 for me is make it or break it. If they fuck up this one for me, and this one doesn't show me that these people actually give a rat's ass, then 24 is where I stay. And it's going to be where I stay for the rest of my time doing this hobby.
And I believe it.
Because I will never buy another game ever again. And I'll be done.
Over the years, you have proven that to be accurate, and I believe you. I really do. I know some people who stopped at 19, who haven't bought another one of these games since.
I know people that stopped at 14.
Yep.
I know people that still wanted EA to take over instead of 2K. When a large majority if we were going to have a lesser of two evils, it was going to be 2K. It was going to be 2K over EA.
It would depend.
Because yes, that was our choices.
Our
choices when THQ went bankrupt was going to be either EA or 2K.
For me, it would honestly.
Now for everybody out there, I want you to ask that question to yourself. Which deal do we get better?
It's a loaded question, to be honest, because it's whatever you'd be looking for in a game. If you're looking for a game that would only have the in-game characters and like a shell of a creation suite, then go for the EA game, because they're probably going to make it with their focus being the actual wrestlers in WWE. Hence why they would be calling it a WWE game.
And reusing it.
Theirs would be mainly focused on the actual wrestlers and not on any of our created characters. So expect little to no creation suite, no creativity.
And their focus would also be on
universe,
completely
or something like it.
Would be completely assets 100%.
Something very, very based on only WWE stuff, and that's it. Like, but I think that they would make a good game. I just think it wouldn't be the creation product that we're looking for.
It wouldn't be the game that we would want. Let's put it that way.
It's not the game that a CAW creator would want. That's my opinion.
It's what a casual WWE fan might want, but not what the CAW creator would want.
It wouldn't even be a game that the casual wrestling audience would want. If you've even seen the Madden series as of late, or anything EA puts out, their sales are down big time.
Yeah,
people have gotten tired of their formula.
They're not the juggernaut they once were.
Yeah, they're not the juggernaut they once were. They don't. Their formula has gotten stale. People have realized their formula, and instead of those that rant on the internet with review shows, Angry Joe, other people have been smart about it and said, I'm just not going to buy it.
If you could pick any company right now that's out there to make one of these games, who would it be? If you had any option right now with
for modern
companies for a modern wrestling game.
Hey, that's a hard one. For modern day, that's a hard one. I think honestly, I think we have the best. I think we have the best choice now, even though we don't like them.
Or even though we don't agree with the way that they make stuff,
which is 2K.
We don't like them.
But if we're pulling back in time, I would say THQ. Easily.
You can't go back in time though.
The old THQ and Ukes is if we could go back in time, I would go them because that's where the passion lied. But that's where the passion always lied.
Since we can't go back in time, would you just
then currently right now we have the best option, even though it's the lesser of ultimately all the evils.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of companies that don't know jack shit about sports games. There's only two juggernauts of sports games: 2K and EA.
Yeah.
And EA is a falling juggernaut, and 2K can nearly go the same route.
Okay.
But when it comes to the future of my content, look forward for when the 2K24 season starts, the push of characters that have been if you've been watching for a long time, characters that have been having to shovel shit and like it are finally going to get their just due. Pushing of characters that have not been treated right and just continuing of storylines.
Mm-hmm.
The ending of some and the continuation of others.
Okay.
All right.
And as Sting once said, when it comes to when I finally retire from this hobby, the one thing you need to know about odds is that nothing's for sure.
Smart answer.
Yeah. Speaking of CAW, shall we move on?
Yes, I believe.
Yes, who's next?
We do have one final category. Samurai.
Unfortunately, there's only one really.
Samurai.
There's only one person that's actually gonna do most of the talking for this one.
Yep, it's gonna be you.
Yeah.
You have a character. Let me actually see if I can real quick here. Bleep, you sent me.
Hey, it's a monk.
Yo, what's up, brother Monk?
What's up, bro?
Welcome to the Let's Talk Call Shop podcast.
aka the Old Man Odds rants for about an hour.
Yes.
I'm sorry, dude. That's just how you sound.
Well, and honestly, I'm happy to sound like that because I've seen it.
find any
I've seen it
pictures.
where there are YouTube channels of people that just started in this hobby. That just started playing wrestling games. Went back to the older games and and
loved them.
they fell in love with them. I love hearing that. I love seeing that. That's why when it comes to some people that never played the N64 games that touched them and it's like, man, this is awesome. This is badass. Badass. That's why I want to ask. That's why I want to tell them, hey, go check out the Legends of Wrestling games. Those are awesome too. Games that some people may not know, but if you touch them, you may fall in love with them too.
Yep.
That's the part that gets me. And it shows me that it's not just about graphics. It is not just about adding the newest guy. It's about the passion and the heart that went into making those games. And the passion always shows, and good games will always be dug up and found, and those diamonds will always shine above all the shit that surrounds them.
Yep.
Well said. Well said.
All right. So
Anyway-
I'm pulling
anyways.
the image up right now. So
All right.
we have a section that we do each week where we focus on a character to talk about, and
Oh, characters, technically.
characters. But today it's just one. So
That was the only one that came up with anything for this week.
Yep. I could talk about Dougal, but I figure we'll talk about May today. So
And I could talk about one, but that would give spoilers. And who would want that?
oh, no
I'm being careful with
spoilers.
mine.
You're no fun. Doesn't want to give us spoilers. Boo. All right, May Kwan. Samurai.
Daquan, the
Take it away.
forgotten member of Morphing Power. Let me put it that way.
Oh man, that's how we're starting this. Forgot a member of Morphin Power.
Yeah, forgotten member of Morphing Power. One call that pretty much for when she was on 19, I tried to build her up quite a bit, but the problem was she just wouldn't win a match to save her life.
Honestly, that gives me an idea. But we'll talk about that after the stream.
I
Okay.
had just kind of given up on the call, but then I think I'm gonna shout out a group of guys from a group known as the Eye of the Third Coast Network, the ETC boys. They kind of revived the character in a sense. My buddy Adam Wolf, the one who runs Akuma's dojo, he pretty much they started building her up as kind of a single star on her own right, and currently she is going to be challenging for the World Championship at the Kyoto Royale pay-per-view. My pal Kara, one that a lot of people might know if you've seen my show, the one person that keep bringing in other calls of theirs.
Mm-hmm.
They
Or in
brought
the
in
Discord
for their-
or in the Discord, the person called how many fucking calls or something like that.
No, that I think that's Rage, the one that says too many fucking calls.
I knew there was somebody like that.
Yeah, that's Adam Rage, not Kara. Kara, if I remember correctly, let me actually pull up. I'm just gonna pull up my freaking Discord server in a minute so I can actually.
I knew
Sure,
someone
fine.
had a very creative name.
Let me double check. Kara just went by Kara Maxis. It's whatever.
Yeah,
Oh,
I knew
pretty much
someone had.
pretty much of Cara, they brought May in for their Battle of Chicago tournament, which I believe day 2 will be live today. Oh, yep, it will be. It will be. And then also, I believe they've mentioned this on the show at one point. On good authority, there is one more show in the ETC network that will be bringing in May Kwan for their stuff, Fukui Pro. Potentially. So basically, they've taken this character, they've run with her. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
You finally do something with her.
They turned her into a big star too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, they've turned her into a big star, and I'm extremely happy. And I think I asked them, like, why'd you pick her? And they're like, because everyone else that you've suggested, they've already had their chance in the spotlight. They've already been built up. We can build May, because May is someone that's fresh.
They wanted to do with May what I wanted to do with New Game Plus,
which is pretty much
or what I did with Samantha.
Yep.
Yeah. The cause that literally I didn't think I could ever get over as stars, and then you guys just saw something and just ran with them.
Samantha, I saw somebody that could be the most popular women's champion that I've ever had, and
no, Fiery, we're not talking about Dee Dee.
And holy shit, she's the most popular women's champion that I've ever had.
Yep.
To the point where I think people are still waiting for her to get that belt back.
Yep.
I know I am. But
I'm an idiot. I've been muted this entire freaking time.
Fiery, you said it first.
Well, we're congratulating Dee Dee about how she won earlier today. And how she won earlier today, and the new Morningwood champion is the veteran rookie Kitty.
God damn.
I will say, like, speaking of May Kwan, the fact that, like, with this character, like, and with, as we talk about, like, some of the other characters, there are some that I do wish I could give more of a spotlight to, because of the fact that, like, usually whenever I send a call somewhere, it's usually Kyle, Akira, now Samantha, Leon, Jason, Danny, Carolyn Swift, Feng Huang Jijun. There are calls of mine that are still in the back that haven't really had their chance to shine. I want to give them that, but I don't have any other places that really would want it.
Yeah.
Also, like, Hiroko Suzuki's on the rise with you, somewhat.
Somewhat. I'm trying to give her shit.
I'd say you're at least doing better with her than someone else that I'm not going to mention. I was going to say his name, just I just know that you guys are going to get the hint.
If someone didn't get the hit with that one, they're never going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
He's never going to get it, at least.
Well, that happens with yourself. Anyway.
Damn.
But, yeah, pretty much, like, I will say, like, there are other calls of mine, like, I think, like, if I exclude the names I have, there's, like, 40-something others that don't really get much attention. I want to give them that. And I'm pretty sure you guys can agree on, like, some of these, because I think you guys have calls of yours that are very popular.
Mm-hmm.
But then you'd want to give, like, other ones that don't get that much attention, like the spotlight.
Yep. That's what I try to do anymore when someone's like, hey, do you have any characters? Now, CAW Mavericks blew up. He is now... him and Jen are nuclear. They're everywhere now.
Carmen blew up.
Mm-hmm. CAW Mavericks and Jen Corso are on more CAW shows than I can count right now. Legit, they're everywhere.
Uh-huh.
But the ones that I kind of want to see go out and do things and do stuff are the ones that don't really see the light of day, even on my show. That's why I threw Jessica in that mix, where it's like I haven't. I wanna know what. I wonder what she would do on someone else's show. I wonder what Gavin Goodwin and Garrett Frost, Frosty and Febreze. I wonder
Yeah.
how those guys would fare on someone's show. You know.
But then in a lot of cases, you have to remember what that show's rules are.
Yep.
So even though I would love to dump some CAWs over an LTD and get them just as over as Carmen's gotten, I know that's not how that show works.
Right.
You have one call, that's it.
Yeah, one CAW, that's it.
Well, and you also don't want to ruin all of her momentum by changing her out
Oh
for
yeah,
someone.
that's the other thing. That's why, honestly, I could run down the list of everybody that was on my docket to be in LTD, and who Carmen pretty much beat out to get there.
Wow.
And honestly, it was honestly down to two people, and one probably wouldn't have worked because of what her finisher is.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this:
It was down to Carmen and Alice Pierce.
Yeah.
Which is why Alice Pierce is not doing much because I'm waiting for, because obviously, thank heavens, they made a new Canadian Destroyer.
Yep.
Instead of the old one that you could use as a common move and people would kick out of one.
Freaking the Bad Bunny Destroyer, that one's fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Bad Bunny sucks as a wrestler, but at least he gave us a great freaking Canadian Destroyer. I still don't know why, when WWE had Petey Williams, I think they still have Petey Williams backstage. They could easily just have him do mocap and have him do the Canadian Destroyer.
Yeah.
You have the guy that invented it.
Yep. Mm.
Let him do the freaking mocap for the move. He invented the damn thing.
Let's see. I had something to say, but I don't remember what it was now. It's kind of funny how that is, right? It's like, what was I gonna... Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have much more. Do you guys have anything else, or...
I honestly don't.
Not really, but honestly, if you would pinpoint one CAW, it doesn't matter what show, doesn't matter whose show you're talking about. One CAW that, when you think of the year of 2023, who do you think of first? What's the first CAW that comes to mind that says, wow, he or she made that year theirs?
I don't pay attention to call that much that way, so I couldn't tell you.
That's why I said out of any, it could be any of our shows. It could be anybody's show.
Oh, actually, you know what? No. There is one call I can think about.
Any CAW, just one CAW that says that when someone says 2023, that's the first CAW name you think of is that made 2023 theirs.
I will say I'm probably gonna go call back out to the ETC guys for a second. One of the calls there, CAW, the human science experiment.
Ooh, great name.
The call literally went from, I think was like, this guy got this big push. She became the women's champion from Rakuro's dojo. I basically beating the shit out of somebody they didn't like. But then also on Stargazers won the world championship there. by surviving basically their version of the Elimination Chamber, which is, I believe, forget, the Battle Box. That's what it's called, the Battle Box. Essentially, I think it was like she survived from number 1 and outlasted everybody.
Mine would be
That's up.
mine would be Kelly Mavericks, and what he's done this year. He won a
Great
world,
pick.
He won a world title.
That's a good pick, yeah.
Yeah, he won a world title on LTD. Was champion for a month. Like, yeah, his first defense was against like 4 other guys, and it was a.
He made his first appearance in
awesome.
CPW.
Yep.
Something that I've been wanting for at least a couple years now.
He did that.
Yeah.
He made his first appearance on BTW TJ show as well. Kelly had the
other Kelly
fantastic year. Oh, he was also on BMWF for a minute, which is Kelly's show. He's been on CRW, which is Atticus's show.
Yeah.
He also
shows that I keep on having shows that I keep having to watch the archives.
Yep. He is also signed, I believe, to Hell's Gate Wrestling, which is Tiny's show, and he's also signed to Mord's show as well.
If Mord ever brings it back.
Yes. Looking forward to you guys bringing those shows back, by the way, if you catch the podcast. And if you need help with Share Factory, just DM me on Skype. You know where to find me. I will help.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Or if you have any type of PlayStation, I could definitely help. I could definitely help with
Share Factory.
I could definitely help with share playing. Because I've pretty much learned from some of the best that have ever done it. That honestly, a lot of people like Monk, Q, Kimura, that would honestly easily blow most of what I do with Share Factory away. Yeah. Which is why I've had to step up with my Share Factory to go into what I call edited matches.
Look at Jamrock. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Go back and watch all those matches and whatnot. That was all Share Factory. So yeah, but yeah, my pick would be Kelly Mavericks because he was literally everywhere this year.
Mm-hmm.
And he was
when it comes to me
world title.
I think I know a lot of people probably are probably guessing who would probably be the person that I'll pick.
I have my guesses.
But I will throw people a curveball. Fiery actually said the person's name. Catherine.
Oh, Catherine, yeah.
To me, is the CAW that I think has stood out for me the most in 2023. Winning the briefcase, cashing in, having a sympathetic story going into the cash in that honestly I don't think some people thought she was going to actually win after the quote injury. Having the reign as women's champion that she has had. Beating the people that she's beaten. Like Sammy Michaels, like a Samantha Young.
She's beaten both Sammys so far.
Yeah, beating beating big names. And trust me, if the season would have gone on longer, the list would have went on a lot longer.
It can still go on a lot longer, in fairness.
it still can. Who knows? We'll see who her opponent is. But yeah, 2023. I have to go with Catherine. Catherine to me represents 2023 for me because
All right.
it was a CAW that when she was made, the person that saw how good the face was, Monk,
Yep.
asked for her to get a push, didn't know how I could do it, and when it was done, I think she has become a staple main eventer that you are going to see, like Samantha Young. You're going to see those two in the main event picture for a long, long, long time. They have become staples for the main event.
Yeah.
Okay. One last question. We'll end it on this one. So we talked about our characters that stood out. For your own
I say
show.
you say our characters. I didn't even say one of my own characters. I said someone else's.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
we were supposed to talk about one of our own characters, and I thought it was for another show. So.
No, I said whatever show you wanted to talk, whatever call from whatever show you wanted to talk about.
Okay.
That you
I
thought
talked about a
stood out.
call from a friend of mine. I didn't say any of mine because I didn't think any of them actually did make 2023 their year.
Man, I misinterpreted that question. Okay. Anyway,
I interpreted the question as he intended, which was basically talk about a call that you think made 2023 their year. I thought Sasha Polyakova.
Yeah.
Well, shit. I took that.
In mine, even though it was my call, I looked at Catherine because I'm like, who else out of the calls that I know have had such an impactful year that changed their entire run of the way people look at them?
That was Catherine. She went from being a
Yeah,
animal to a main event.
Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see anyone else other than Catherine.
All right, fair point.
What was your last question then?
Characters coming up, like your rookies, your younger people. Name one of your own characters that you want to see, or just actually, it don't even have to be your own. Name a character that you want to see have a push, within the next year. Like who do you see that you want to push and give a major, even if it's not a make a title run, who would you want to push into your main event scene going into 24? One character.
I'm going to try to avoid spoilers I have in mind for my own stuff.
It's the same with me. Some of mine that I would name are already going to get those pushes and are already going to get those. So stay tuned for the next season.
Okay, so we're going to.
But if I would have to pick one person off my roster that I think deserves a push, deserves a big run, and deserves to win gold for the next season, it would have to be between Kelly Mavericks and Hiroko Suzuki.
Hey.
Okay.
It would have to be between those two because for Hiroko, it's the matter of. It's always the matter of how the hell can I do something with you when all this other stuff is going on? How can I fit you in? How am I trying to fit you in? How am I making any of this work? And then feeling bad that I can't fit her in even more. So that's always like, oh, I want to give you something for this.
Yeah.
I get you.
And then there's Kelly Mavericks, who's just who's just again had one hell of a year, and honestly, I think he's going to be holding gold elsewhere in many other companies before 2023 is before the next game comes out.
Okay. Mine would be Garrett Frost. I had a plan. That plan has changed, so I don't really have any plans anymore. But I would like to see him at least challenge for the world title at some point in the next year. So in the next game, I want to see him challenging for the title. The other guy who I feel deserves that is Zach. I kind of screwed him over this year. He was supposed to have his title match already, and it never happened. So
he was supposed to have fought. I think we have planned for him and I to face.
Yep.
He ain't the only one. Honestly, you can look at all Morphin Power and say that a lot of them have had a very screwy year of just floating around because some of the plans that were supposed to happen never happened, are not happening at this moment because it's not the right time. Wink, wink, hint, hint.
Yeah. They'll eventually have their day, but
yeah, eventually things will happen for them.
Yeah, the timing.
I will say, you said one call of mine.
Yep, one character of your own. If you have two, it's fine.
I have 3.
Okay.
I'm thinking about. I will actually technically be a 4th one because I feel like he probably could have gotten better out of something that just recently happened, but that's just me. Should I just list them all and you guys kind of
go ahead?
Well, it was kind of go for it.
So the first one I'm gonna say is the man that just lost at Apocalypse last night. That being Danny Wells. I'm sorry, but I'm like, I wish he had won. I'm like,
I know.
Danny's first big world title run after basically running through the whole tournament. Defends against Logan Windsor. And then the guy he had beaten twice before. And he just loses.
Well,
he falls. I'm like, damn it.
If it makes you feel better, Kelly didn't even get a defense. He won the title and then he had that 5-man matchup.
That's right.
Yeah, he won the title and then he had the 5-man matchup where anybody who got a pinfall in it would become champion, and I think he got eliminated first.
I believe so. Because as a lot of shows have pointed out, Kyle sucks at battle royals and Royal Rumbles.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Kelly sucks at them.
Hey, Rick Logan Parfit, welcome in.
Hello, Logan.
Or no, Benita. Sorry, it's Benita. Hi, Benita.
Benita Applebaum. I'm sorry.
There's 2 other calls I can think about that I want to start pushing, and that being, number 1 is Hanzo Musashi, the guy that essentially I've said has basically adopted the gimmick of the samurai away from Kyle, because fuck that, I don't want to bring it back. And then the other one is a call that has been kind of floating for a bit, but I want to start giving her like a good push, that being Nicola Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The Seattle Empress. But the last one, this is one you guys might not be thinking too much about, but I'm just sitting here like, I want to give this guy at least... I'm not going to try to make him a main eventer. It's not going to be there yet. But he will get something. Does anyone remember the name Biff Webster?
No.
By anyone, I mean you do. He was that one jobber that essentially got the a good match out of freaking AJ Romo. And then I decided, yeah, I'm gonna bring him back, but name him Jack Webster.
Ah, Jack Webster.
I want to turn
Yes,
him from a jobber into an actual star.
I'm not surprised. Actually, I'm not. You sent him.
Like,
You sent me said Webster, and I had him on my roster for a little bit until I needed to make space. But
yeah, that's fair.
he won his matches, so it's like, yeah, you don't have a. You're not a jobber.
It's like the cause doesn't want to be a jobber; he wants to be an actual star.
Yeah. Gee, I had that with someone, right, Monk? You know exactly who I'm talking about. I had this call. I was like, yeah, he'd make a great jobber. Cool, let me use him. And then he ends up becoming one of my biggest stars.
I've had that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell, we've all dealt with them. He rides a motorcycle.
Ah, ha, ha, no. Nope. I'm not comparing Fukup to Delvin.
Well, Fukup is unintentional.
That's true.
It's like everybody that I think it's just all three of us that used him as a jobber. Always ends up messaging the other just like, this motherfucker will not lose.
It's because you gave him Sheamus his moveset, so he has the freaking bro kick and it's over. That little freaking pipsqueak.
Uh-huh.
Oh. For those of you who've never seen Fukup McDonald's, if I have my capture card connected to my PlayStation 4 right now, I would have it. I would just do a match with Fukup so you guys could see who we're talking about, but I don't. So sorry.
The mighty leprechaun.
The little leprechaun man on the motorcycle.
with the rubber ducky.
Good fucking lord. Oh yeah, Samurai, you did a creation stream a while back, and you had Odds and I both watching you make your creations. Do you remember this?
One of them, I thought a good idea was, oh yeah, let's have a call that essentially like I just make with the people.
He had Oz and myself in his chat watching him do it. What he did,
and then I was like, "What? Then you guys pick this, and then you guys are like, we're doing this."
Yes,
I do remember that because I was the day after, or the day before, it was the day after we made Fukup McDummars.
No, it wasn't the day after we made him. We had it made for a long time. Kyle did this. We were in a party together watching it. So we were in a PlayStation party watching you do this. While you're in there creating the guy or the girl.
And we're laughing our ass off as well.
Yes,
This is up.
laughing our
Well,
ass
you guys
off,
were just basically
taking
sabotaging
turns.
me and going like, "Do this, do that." I'm like, "What the fuck are you guys trying to make me make?"
Yeah. So Odds and I were having a little bit of fun. May is one of Samurai's cause, and he just talked about her a little while ago.
Yeah.
You make them all. I see what you did there, Benita.
Oh,
That's funny. That's funny. I have about 50 of my own characters. One of these days I'll run through all of them with everybody, but I'll put them all in a show together. Have them fight. I literally could do my own. That's the sad part. Anyway, 23, 24. We talked about what we did in 23, what we're doing in 24, our plans moving forward. Talked about different calls.
What the game gives us, what the game is going to give us, and what the hell,
Right?
And what hurdles are we gonna have to jump through? Pretty much.
I think we pretty much covered everything we can cover today. So, if you two are okay with it, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up here. And then
sounds good. We're going to
2 weeks.
Reconvene with the Let's Talk Call Shop podcast in 2 weeks
On a Sunday.
on a Saturday.
No, on a Sunday.
No, on a Saturday.
Sunday.
Saturday.
We'll decide what day.
Well, it'll be a Saturday or a Sunday, one of the two. But
It'll be either one.
they know
We will
I
reconvene.
don't want
We'll
Saturdays
reconvene in
in
weeks,
January.
and
Super cross.
and if anything new comes up in that, within that 2 weeks, know that more than likely we're going to be talking about it.
Yep.
Since obviously starting in January will obviously be the rumor mill for 24.
Yep.
So whatever, we're not going to talk about just rumors. We will address the actual factual rumors, the things that can be confirmed and have been confirmed by the company themselves.
Yep.
Because just talking about random rumors is not going to get anybody anywhere.
Exactly. All right.
So we're in 2 weeks, and we hope y'all have enjoyed the Let's Talk CAW Shop podcast, episode 3.
Thank you all for stopping in, and we will see you next year. Because it is New Year's Eve, so have a happy New Year's.
Yep, happy New Year, everyone.
See you all.
Have a safe and happy New Year's.
See you all in 2024.
Bye.
Bye.
How many fingers am I holding up, Beetle?